Hey guys, Oversure Dude here. Today I'm giving you guys a quick guide to my favorite new playstyle of Torvald, flanking. Torvald saw a lot of love in the latest patch. His base damage was improved, as well as getting crowd control immunity during his ultimate. These changes have made Torvald an unexpected threat in a team's backline, and I think what helps this so much is the improvement to his card Eldritch speed. But we will cover all that, so let's first go over his talents, his abilities, and his base kit. Torvald is a frontline champion with a base health of 3,000 health points and another 2,000 of shield. His three abilities are Nullify, Protection, and Recharge. Then he also has his primary fire, the Gauntlet. His Gauntlet shoots a moving projectile that deals 200 damage per shot every 0.25 seconds, fully effective up to 75 units. Now we have his first ability, Nullify. Nullify channels a beam of energy onto an enemy within a range of 60 units. It lasts 2 seconds, and during its duration, it silences your enemy and deals 800 damage over its duration. Now, Nullify can be tricky because if the beam breaks through a wall or things like the payload, it will cancel the beam out and not do the full damage of its duration and end the Nullify short. Now, next we have Protection. Protection makes you project a 650 health shield onto an ally in sight. This shield will last for 4 seconds or until it's destroyed, and the shield has a range of 175 units. Next we have Recharge. Recharge, you generate a 2200 shield over a 1 second duration, and you keep 2,000 of the shield until it is destroyed. You cannot exceed over 2,000 shield, so it does not stack. And finally, we have his ultimate, the Hyper Beam. Now the Hyper Beam channels a beam of energy that deals 60 damage every 0.1 second and applies a knockback to those caught in it. Hyper Beam lasts 2.35 seconds and deals up to 1,410 damage within a range of 350 units. Now, this ultimate is usually used for things like blowing people off the map, so it can be a map-dependent item, but is really good at regaining control of points when you need it on last seconds, or preventing enemies from getting a touch to trigger overtime. Now we will go over Torvald's talents. Torvald's 3 talents are Thanks Grandpa, Direct Current, and Field Study. Thanks Grandpa will increase your protection shields by 300, up to 950, then the 650 as previously before. Direct Current will double the range at which you can use Nullify, which I find very useful to help with high mobility flanks such as Maeve, Eevee, Koga, etc. It will also help against the mid-range characters such as Octavia, Victor, and Tyra. Field Study is his last talent. Field Study will increase the damage done by allies by 10% while they are shielded by protection. I don't always find this talent very useful because the moments I'm using protection are to help teammates evade danger while they are at low health and are not necessarily ready to go on a battle 1v1 to where they can really utilize the 10% damage buff. Now that we've covered the abilities and talents of Torvald, let's dive deep into the loadouts that he can provide to help you while flanking and being an important teammate in the backline, and should get you a victory if you play him correctly. This is my favorite loadout for flanking as Torvald. The 5 cards that I run are Eldritch Speed, Glyph of Freedom, Conduction, Induction, and Rune Torrent. Now, Eldritch Speed got a buff in the latest patch. Before, it would give you the speed buff, but for only 1 second. Now it will give you the speed buff for 3 seconds. This is a huge addition to the game and makes flanking as Torvald really, really viable. The 50% movement speed can help you chase down targets or evade danger while getting the 2000 shielding back. You can get out of many sticky situations and reposition yourself very well with this card. It is the number 1 card for this build. You absolutely have to run it if you really want to flank with Torvald well. Now, Glyph of Freedom I have at level 3, which it will reduce my cooldowns by 24%. And then I am also running Conduction with that, which will reduce my cooldown of recharge by 2 seconds. Now I have swapped Conduction and Glyph of Freedom with Glyph of Freedom at 5 and Conduction at 3. I find it's better to use it this way, as you may not always secure the kill, and it's better to have that shield coming back with the movement speed to get out of a sticky situation if need be. The next 2 I ran because there are many moments where I get down to 1 or 2 ammo and I need just a little bit left to finish off an enemy. So when I'm chasing them down, I trigger my recharge, I can get some ammo back from the Rune Torrent or the Induction if I need to nullify or chase down an enemy, and it's really good to just finish off kills with 1 or 2 ammo left without having to reload. This loadout is by far my favorite so far. I run it a lot, and I've just seen my win rate go up so much while playing Flank Torvald now. It has been a great addition to the game, and I really love it. There is another loadout that you may use if you want to play a little less aggressively, and it's one that I really like, and I call it Speed Charge. Now, it has the same cards as the loadout before, except 2 different ones. I switched out the ammo cards for Glyph of Siphoning and Arcane Etching. Now, these will just help you get a little bit of extra shield and can help you get out of a sticky situation a little bit better, but honestly, the 2 loadouts aren't too much different. You can honestly fill in the cards with whatever you like, but I really think getting the extra ammo will help you secure kills in a lot of important situations. The next topic I'm going to go over is item purchasing. Now, the first item you're going to want to prioritize is going to be Chronos. For obvious reasons, it will help you get your recharge back quicker and will keep your mobility around the map very high. It will also help you get out of those sticky situations when you need them and are just overall good. The next item that I like to buy off the get round 1 before the game starts is Nimble with it. The Nimble will increase your mobility and keep you moving as you need to be as a flank to get good vantage points or get behind an enemy's backline or evade danger need be and keep your survivability up higher than it would be without it. Later on throughout the match, you can prioritize what you want your items to be depending on who you're playing against or what you want your own personal playstyle to be. In this final segment of this guide, I'm going to go over some tips and tricks and how to be efficient with your abilities. So now I'm going to give you guys some tips on how to be very efficient with your abilities, when you should use them, and how you should use them. For recharge, if you're out of combat, always try to keep your 2000 topped off. If you know there's nobody nearby and that you're not going to be engaged in a battle where you're going to lose health within the next 10 or so seconds, give or take, then always keep that 2000 topped off on your recharge. Don't be afraid to use it to secure a kill, even if you're at the full 2000 shield. Now keep in mind, this is going with the loadouts I showed you earlier with the Eldritch Speed card. Now, when you use the Eldritch Speed card, it will give you that 50% movement speed. So, if you need to chase down an enemy, even if you haven't lost health, use the recharge to secure the kill just to get the speed boost. Don't be afraid to also use it to gain position, even if you're topped off. Use that movement speed as much as you can. If you see enemies going to a certain flank, or you see, let's say, a flank going after your support, use that speed to get there to help your support or whoever else may need it sooner, rather than just waiting and walking the slow speed. Using the movement speed often will help you gain position, help you protect teammates, and help you secure kills. Now I'm going to give you some tips for Nullify. Nullify is a very useful tool to help you secure kills against high mobility characters. Try to avoid objects like the payload when using Nullify. Anything like the payload or walls and objects on the map will interrupt the beam and can give high mobility characters and even shielded characters a chance to escape. Don't lose sight of enemies while using Nullify. If you see an enemy trying to interrupt your beam, make sure you try to follow them as best as you can with your high mobility to not lose track of them so you can finish them off if you need to. Never lead with Nullify. Many people's reaction in this game is to take a few shots and then try to leave when they get down to about half health. If you lead with a few shots and then use your Nullify, you will get them down to a very low health point, maybe even kill them with the Nullify. But even if you don't, you can get them very low and then usually only have to use one shot to finish them off. I have used this trick many times with characters like Maeve or Evie, and it has worked very well, and I think it is something that should definitely be focused on. You really need to get better with your Nullifies if you want to secure kills with the high mobility characters, as killing them can really help out your team and change the way of the game. And lastly, for tips, I'm gonna go over some just basic rules of thumb and when to use your ultimate. When you're playing flank Torvald, really focus on trying to catch enemies alone. If enemies separate from their teammates, it can be very easy using this build to secure kills one-on-one. I have gone on one-on-ones with very many skilled flanks and have won almost every encounters against Skies, Maves, etc. as long as that they were alone. When you're playing flank Torvald, you're still a tank and you should still help out on the objective when need be. If you see your tank struggling or your backline falling, try to use your speed to get back to the point or get touch when need be while playing this build. Don't focus solely on just getting kills and playing a flank that you also forget to play the point when you need to. You still have a high health pool and can still be a serious threat when you're only facing about 1 or 2 people on the point by yourself. Make sure you save your ultimates and use them when need be. If you're in the middle of a round and you feel like you have enough time to generate your ult back and want to secure a few kills and keep map control up, it can be fine to do so. But not having your ultimate in clutch points like contesting the point or saving yourself from an enemy capturing on your home base can really come back to bite you. Torvald feels a lot better in this patch, and his kit has come equipped with some pretty nasty things along with playing him in this playstyle. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope this guide will help you switch things up to a character you might have not thought filled a role pretty well. When people see Torvalds, they don't think of a flanker, and it can really catch an enemy team off guard. Play to your style, find what works best for you, and let me know if you think I missed anything down in the comments section below. I really thank you guys if you stayed this long so far. Please remember to like and subscribe. It would really help me out, and I'm really just trying to get my feet wet a little bit with getting some more subscribers on the channel. If you guys liked the video, let me know if I should make any more. I might be coming out with some soon, and I should be trying to make some more gameplay videos next week or so. Thank you again if you stayed this long and watched. I'm O for sure, dude. Peace out.